Hello, folks. I don't know if you can see me or hear me yet. I'm not showing up in my monitor here.
I'm not showing up in my monitor.
What did that?
I'm not showing up in my monitor.
You think I would have learned by now? Happy Friday, everybody. How's everyone doing? Let's see. We got Corvette Jim. How you doing, Jim? Jeff the Chef. Good to see you, Jeff. Everett Young. Good to see you, Everett. Looking forward to talking to you. Kirk Maxon. How you doing, Kirk? It's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, Kirk. That is fantastic. Everybody be sure to wish Kirk a happy birthday. I'm just getting my beer ready. This is Poor Richard's Spruce Ale. And I managed to not freeze it tonight, so I'm pretty excited about trying it without it being frozen. Armchair Piper, Paul the Piper, hello, my friends. Big Dave, Guns and Watches, hello there. Bona Piper, Pipe Fool, how you doing, Andrew? Ron H, good to see Mark in Rhode Island, hello, Mark. And Blue Dog, good to see you, my friend. Donald T. Couch is here, and he's going to go outside and smoke some Prince Albert. Sounds good, Couch. Looks like you had a nice day out in nature today. The Hungry Philip. Good to see you, Philip. North Country Codger. Hello there. Richard T. Poor you. What's wrong, Richard? Paragon Piper. Asking what we're all smoking. I'm going to be smoking Haunted Bookshop. And I'm going to be smoking in this Bari that I got from Danny Shore. Oscar Bernal, hello there, Oscar. Jeffers 58, good to see you. Big Dave, I don't remember if I caught you yet or not. Couch had some fun at the park. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures. Very nice, Couch. Thagger Cornholio, how you doing, buddy? Everett's going to have some Haunted Bookshop, too. Sounds good. West Virginia Grizzly, hello there. And Paul the Piper's having some potlatch from John Walker. Philadelphia Piper smoking Haunted Bookshop in a 7LE 320 KS. And North Country Codger, Haunted Bookshop in the Friday 7LE. A lot of Haunted Bookshop getting burned tonight. Armchair Piper's got his new Matches 860 Friday 7LE with early morning pipe. Very nice, Ed. And Mark in Rhode Island has got some Capstan Blue ready rubbed. CJP Pipe Rescue, Sammy G. Black Cherry. Signal Mantoni, hello there. Signal Mantoni from Rhode Island. Got to give you full credit there for your state. Takio Kimura, Scotty Dashboard, hello there. Smoking a blend he can't remember the name of, but it's tasty. And Boris the Piper having some salty dog in a 7LE 624 KS. Paragon Piper's pound of Haunted Bookshop is delayed. That's not good. Southwest Aficionado, hello, Micah. Having some Big and Burley in a 7LE. And Donald T. Just bought a Kirby short lighter, and it's a joy to use. Very nice. It's funny, I've been using other Zippos for a couple days, and I keep forgetting that this has got the pipe insert, and I try to tilt it down like this to light. So, Mark in Rhode Island's name reminded me. I wanted to. I hope you don't mind I do this, Mark. He put out a video within the past couple of days, and it's a great video. You should go see it. If you're not subscribing to Mark, you should. But the reason I bring it up is not that. It's that, I found out about it because I was doing a little back and forth with Mark today on Instagram. And he said, I posted a new video, and I thought, why didn't I? I didn't see any notification or anything, and I went and checked, and I was not subscribed to Mark in Rhode Island. Now I know I was subscribed to him at some point, but YouTube unsubscribed me for some reason. So if you don't hear from anyone for a while, check and make sure you're still subscribed to them. My pleasure, Mark. Dr. Davy having Hotto's Delight and a Dr. Graybo. That Hotto's Delight's an interesting blend. Piper on the 45. Ehrlich Golden Slices in a Lorenzo. Tony 513. How you doing, Tony? So we're going to let the room warm up for a bit, but we do have a guest tonight. Our guest is Everett Young, and you'll be learning all about him in just a few minutes. But you probably know Everett from YouTube or Instagram. He's a frequent contributor in both places, and a heck of a nice guy. So it should be a great conversation. And Everett was particularly nice to me because he stepped in when Jeremy Reeves had to cancel. And if you are tuning in for Jeremy, I apologize for that. He is currently in Louisiana picking Perique and was not able to make the show because of that. He was very apologetic and wants to reschedule. So as soon as we get that rescheduled, I'll let you know. Monty 53 Piper, hello there. Cali Piper 62, hello. Quick hello and back to work. Everett's coming out soon there, Steve. Donald T. Cliff Higgins, hey Cliff. And Desert Pine Piper, how you doing, Jim? Trapper Don's having Haunted Bookshop out of his Friday night Savinelli. Paragon Piper, I don't know. Maybe I should ask. One Simplex One, hello there. Stephen Skip Kane, hello. Good to see you guys. Andrew Siciliano, whose name I never pronounce right, smoking a Palencia Alma del Fuego stick tonight for a change. Very nice, Andrew. It's a good question, Christian. I wonder how many 673s are being smoked tonight. M Cigar 77, how you doing, my friend? Good point, Takio. Will there be any haunted bookshop left in America after tonight? I posted on Instagram earlier today that I have emptied my 2-pound bags. Kilted Piper Steve, hello there. Came in from, grandson has a new lady from Arkansas. Very nice. Hopefully she's a very nice lady. Yeah, so I bought 2 pounds of haunted bookshop, and today I emptied what I had left into some jars, and I refilled this about halfway, and the bags are now empty, so I've got to restock. Perique Piper Skip, Pay Skip, Soggy Cobbs, Black Mallory, and a Rop Canadian. Very nice. Yeah, Couch, I haven't smoked it all yet, but it's pretty darn close, and I got to make another order. I did get a couple of jars put away, so I'm happy about that. This stuff is unique. If you get a chance to give it a try. It is Poor Richard's Spruce Ale from Yards Brewing Company. And It's got a very distinctive, not overpowering, but you can definitely pull out like a pine needle flavor in it. It's a really unique blend, unique beer, unique blend. John Daniels is unique too. Absolutely, Cliff. Your buddy John. Ah, Tony, I love. Well, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure I'll love your drawing. Please do. Is that right, M Cigar 77? I believe it because it definitely has that pine needle flavor to it. Yeah, Philadelphia Piper. It is right down on Columbus Boulevard. Are we still calling it Columbus? Are we allowed to call it Columbus Boulevard? It'll always be Columbus Boulevard to me. Paragon Piper, try it. Maybe. It was a really nice day today, Big Dave. Really nice. Sunny. It was a little wet this morning because it rained last night, but yeah, really nice day. Not too hot. I don't know what the high was. It was probably in the low 80s. Ah, got you there, M Cigar 77. I'm far from a beer nerd. I'm just a guy who drinks a lot of beer. Yeah, Ed, it was a beautiful sunset. Lots of reds and pinks in the sky tonight. Just caught a little bit of that a short while ago. That's okay, Christian. Smoke what you like. Hey, Chad, how's it going? Takio, is that haunted bookshop is on sale at Pipes and Cigars? I might have to suspend the live stream to place an order. Cool, thank you, Takio. The smoking lamp is lit. There you go, Philadelphia Piper. Tilted Piper Steve with the squirrels. I've got a squirrel story that I'm going to tell on Sunday. I don't want to take anything away from Everett with my fantastic squirrel stories. So speaking of Everett, I cannot see how many folks we've got here. That's odd. My screen just says one waiting. I'm going to try to reload this because I'm not actually. Now I'm getting a Epic Times commercial. Very nice. There we go. It's working now. 68. Thank you, guys. Doesn't matter that much. I just I like to check before I go over to the guest because it's just nice to let them know. It makes them feel a little bit insecure. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that if it wasn't Everett. Okay, so we're gonna try to get Everett Young on the line here. Hello, Everett. How are you tonight?
Okay, so we're gonna try to get Everett Young. Hello.
Hey, Everett. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I think you're going to have to
Can you hear
mute.
me?
I can hear you, but you're going to have to mute on your end.
Okay.
The computer.
There, is that better?
That's much better. Let me
Hello,
just
Everett.
get,
How are you tonight? Give me 1 second. Oh. Hey, Everett, can you hear me? I can hear you. I think you're gonna have to hear me. I can hear you, but you're gonna have. There, is that better?
that seems good.
Hello?
That seems good.
Okay.
Fantastic. I covered up the camera here so you didn't have to stare into that light.
I just closed my laptop so I can hear everybody.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll let you know what goes on in the chat later. But thank you for joining us. And as I said earlier, thanks a lot for stepping in. Pretty late in the game to take this slot. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Not a problem. Anything to help out in the YTPC, you know that.
Haha. Absolutely. So, is the audio okay for everyone? Just want to make sure that the folks can hear you before we go too much further. All right, we got it. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, we are good. So, Everett, the way I usually start these things off is I just ask you to, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us your 5-minute life story, if you will.
Okay, well, I was born and raised in a town called Espanola, Ontario. That's 3 hours east here of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. I came to school here in Sault Ste. Marie. I graduated in 1997 with addictions. I went to school for addictions and I graduated in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
I met my ex-wife here in 96. We got married in 98. And we have 4 beautiful children. Now they're aged 25, 22, and my twins just turned 20 in August.
Wow.
I separated in 2013. Finally got divorced in 2017, and that was a battle and a half. That was a very stressful period in my life, those few years. And now I'm digging myself out of, bringing myself back to normal, and slowly but surely, and everything's looking up from now. So I can't complain about much. Struggled a little bit here and there, but I've had good support over the last few years from my family, and things are looking up now. So I can't really complain.
Well, that's great. That's really good to hear. So tell us a bit about your pipe smoking background. What got you into pipe smoking?
My interest in pipes. Well, that started, and I forgot to tell you this the last time I talked to you, Mike. I first smoked a pipe when I was 2 years old. I used to go to my grandparents' place in Espanola, and I used to go and sit on my grandpa's lap, and I used to grab his pipes all the time and try to play with them. Mm-hmm. And one day he was smoking his pipe, and I went to grab for it, and he looked at my mom. He goes, "Watch this. This will fix him." So I wouldn't touch a pipe ever again, eh? And then he put the pipe in my mouth, and then all of a sudden my grandpa started laughing, and my mom's like, "What are you laughing at, Dad?" And he goes, "Look at Everett." I was running around his house with his lit pipe in my mouth. And my mom yelled at him. "Get that away from him!" And ever since then, I guess I've been hooked. I've been collecting since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
And so I've been collecting since I was 4. I started smoking a pipe when I was about 19, off and on. Smoked cigarettes for a long period of time. Basically just got off cigarettes within the last few months. I've snuck a couple here and there, but nothing major. And I've been smoking a pipe pretty much regularly since COVID hit. And that's how I've been keeping my time. I bought a few pipes this past summer, and lots of pipe tobacco, as everybody's seen. And as Callie Piper has so pointedly pointed out, that I'm not allowed to order anything anymore for a while. So he says, after I've seen his seller on Instagram.
Right. he just...
And
He's just doing that
Go
to free
ahead.
up. He's just doing that to free up the market so he can buy it.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want us buying a lot of the haunted bookshop and anything else that he likes, right? So,
There you go.
but yeah, so that's I've been collecting since I was 4. I've had over 100. And last count, I had over 100 pipes.
Wow.
I've never had Savinellis or anything like that until this year. I bought my first Savinelli, which was the 673 KS.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great pipe. I highly recommend anybody picking up a 673 or any other Savinelli if they can, because they're great smokers. In fact, I bought a Rossi Victoria 8673 this year, and it smokes just like the Savinelli 673. I got no complaints about the Rossi Victoria at all either, so I highly recommend the Rossi pipes as well. And I have a 7-day set for work of corn cobs, which I told you about before, and a lot of people do know about. That's just because I don't want to break a briar at work or something, because I throw my pipes in my pocket all the time. So
Right.
that's the major thing there for the cobs. And cobs, I got no complaints with. Cobs are good smokers. I highly recommend them to anybody out in the YTPC or anybody that wants to try smoking a pipe for the first time, because cobs are good pipes.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with them at all. So you mentioned your grandpa.
Yep.
I hope you don't mind, but he was an important guy in your life. Could you tell us a bit about him?
Yeah, my grandpa grew up in a town called Tobermory, Ontario. He went into the military in 1939 or 1940 when he was 15 years old to fight for World War II. He went overseas. He was a tank gunner and co-pilot during the Second World War. Was at D-Day, from what I've heard. Came back home a different human being at 21 years of age.
Wow.
Met my grandmother around 1947, I think, or 46. They got married in 47, just before my dad was born. And then they moved to Espanola a year after my dad was born, so my grandpa could work in the paper mill. My grandpa was an avid hunter and fisherman. He worked hard. When he was 42 years old, he had a massive heart attack. He had 11 previous heart attacks that he didn't know about. In 75, he had his open heart surgery, and he was only guaranteed 5 years to live. As he was recovering from that surgery, after he was recovering from that, his best friend was going for the same surgery. He talked to his best friend about, you're going to be taken care of, you're going to be doing okay and stuff. His best friend died on the operating table.
Oh, wow.
At that time. Yeah, that was a hard goal for him, I think.
I'm sure.
Because we're recovering from that open heart surgery, then that happens. 2 years later, he was feeling cold in one of his legs.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, I assume they put metal stents in your veins at that time.
Right.
So they removed the metal stent in the spring or in the winter. And then just a few months later, my grandpa, this is in 77, so my grandpa was out fishing in the summertime, and he took a massive stroke in 1977 when I was 2.
Wow.
And he recovered from that. He was partially paralyzed on his right-hand side, and he had a speech impediment, but other than that, he lived a pretty good life until 2000 when his heart finally copped out on him.
Wow.
But he never gave up. He enjoyed life until he passed away. He still fished. He quit hunting after his stroke. My dad went hunting with him, took him for a walk in the bush, and my grandpa walked in the bush, shot a grouse, and then after hunting all day, he told my dad, I can't hunt anymore because the grass bothered his legs. So he stopped hunting after that. But he still went fishing and stuff, and then he used to travel to his hometown for every year until the year he died.
That's amazing.
So yeah, and like I said, he smoked a pipe. He smoked 4 made by Del Egberts at that time in the red pouch, which we call the full aroma today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he smoked. I mean, the odd time he'd smoke a different M4 if they ran out of the red, if he couldn't get a carton of it. So he'd buy a pouch of something of the blue every once in a while. And until he got his carton of the M4 red. So
he
did that. He also likes cigars once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
He used to like cigars. Going back to the war, after the war was over, he bought a brand new pipe, brand new pair of shoes, and he was going to bring his sidearm home from after the war, but somebody stole all three on him, and he was not a happy camper about that.
No.
Because he couldn't smoke his pipe during the war because it was too hectic to smoke a pipe, let's put it to you that way.
I can imagine.
So he smoked a lot of cigarettes during the war, he says. But he was a good man. He was a Catholic. Before that, he was a Baptist. But when he went to war, he changed his religion because the Catholic priest was the only one going out to the battlefield with the soldiers, where the other priests weren't.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he lived the Catholic lifestyle. He wasn't a preaching man or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but he lived his life the way he wanted to, and that's how it was with him.
Wow.
He enjoyed life until, like I said, till the day he died.
Yeah, he definitely sounds like an amazing man.
He was.
And that one tobacco, it sounds it's sort of the definition of the codger that we talk about all the time. The guy that just has the one tobacco, probably not a whole collection of pipes, but just a few.
He had. Well, I'm looking at the pipes right now. He had 6. He's got 8 that he smoked regularly.
Uh-huh.
And out of the ones that he smoked regularly, I think 1 or 2 are in good shape. The rest are all cracked and worn out. So, right. He smoked them hard.
That is interesting. So, in terms of your, starting out and developing as a pipe smoker, what sort of path did you take with tobacco choices?
Well, my choices was basically M4 or Captain Black, really, or Sale. They didn't have much around Espanola or even here in the Sioux at one point. I liked Captain Black. It was good. I used to smoke the white quite a bit, but then it started giving me tongue bites, so I switched over to the Royal.
Mm-hmm.
And that never gave me any bite or anything, and I enjoyed that, but I was still smoking cigarettes at that time. I smoked Lane 1Q. I've tried that a few times. It was good. But I couldn't find one regular blend that I wanted to. Stuff seemed to bore me after a while, so I would still smoke my pipe, but I was still smoking cigarettes. And especially at work, I was smoking cigarettes because it was more convenient, right? And
right.
To be honest, I never really liked cigarettes, but because of the fact of working and whatever, that's what I smoked most of the time. And then within the last couple of years, I discovered, because being Canadian, right, we couldn't buy tobacco in bulk and stuff like that. So within the last couple of years, I started discovering the Haunted Bookshop, Old Joe Krantz, Billy Budd, Big and Burley, and stuff like that. Mixture 79, which I highly recommend, is a good blend for me. Then I started discovering like the English blends and everything like that. Billy Budd is one of my favorite English blends. I started last year. I discovered Vulcan Supreme by Peter Stockaby. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what over the years, or the last couple of years, especially being able to order online and in bulk, I've been discovering blends that I like and don't like, and I've been pretty much sticking to the ones I really, really like. So now I'm smoking a lot of M4 Kentucky, as everybody knows,
right,
which is one of my all-time favorite blends. Haunted Bookshop, Big and Burley, Old Joe Krantz. I recommend any of the M4 line except for M4 English and the Virginia, because I won't smoke the Virginia at all. I never tried it, and I don't want to. The English was absolutely horrible to me.
Wow.
But I do recommend the M4 Burley, the old, the M4 original, and Full Aroma for everybody. I really enjoy Byzantium.
Right.
That's a good blend. Pirate cake. You know, I'm enjoying the Lane Limited Ready Rub when I smoke that. Not Lane Limited, I mean Sutliff Ready Rub Match.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I tried the new Sugar Bucket, or the Sugar Bucket by Sutliff. That's pretty good too. I mean, this is the thing. We all have different tastes and different likes, right?
Sure.
If I've like I was telling you the other night, if I'm smoking a heavy English and I go to like say a Captain Black, I can't taste the Captain Black. It's like smoking air.
Right.
But if I switch to like Haunted Bookshop, can use that as a palate cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff doesn't taste so bad. So like Haunted Bookshop's a good blend. I can't complain about it. I can't complain about a lot of the stuff. I've had a couple blends that I will not touch again in my entire life. Like corncob pipe and a button nose. I can't smoke it.
Okay.
Sutliff hot chocolate and black Kathy. Can't smoke those either. They're disgusting to me. I do like the Captain Black. The H&H Old Dark Fired Ready Rub I highly recommend. But then again, you and I were talking, I can't tell the difference between that and the M4 Kentucky. So right. I think the M4 Kentucky is H&H Ready Rub Match, just their tail ends of it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very similar. And that H.H. Burley is, I'm sorry, not the H.H. Burley, the Amphora Burley is actually very similar to the H.H. Burley Flake.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was a while between, last time I smoked the H.H. Burley Flake and smoking the Amphora Burley, but it seemed very similar to me. So I think that might be something they're doing in terms of, the stuff they can't put into the other blends for whatever reason is just getting packed up into the pouches. But yeah, it's good stuff.
It seems like that. But like I said, I'm really enjoying, especially being off work the last 6 months with the world going as crazy as it is. I'm being honest, the pipe has been one of the best things that I've been smoking lately. It keeps my head straight. And doing stuff like this, the live feeds on Fridays, and talking to people in the YTPC, or even on Instagram back and forth, the bantering that we all do, or some of us do together, that's what's keeping me sane right now. If I didn't have this, I'd be in a loony bin somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. I find this kind of thing to be really, I hate to use the word, but it's therapeutic. It really is. And I think part of it is that we've all got something in common besides the crazy stuff, and it gives us a chance to get away from that.
Yeah. I mean, this community is one of the nicest groups of people I have ever met in my entire life. And like to say, none of us probably have met each other in real person or whatever, but the kindness and the generosity in this community is absolutely awesome. I mean, I'm appreciative of the stuff people have done. Like CJP sent me that Mr. Dom's pipe.
Mm-hmm.
The pure kindness there, that's a great pipe, and it was very kind of him to do that. And I bought another pipe off of him, and I gave it to one of my best friend, actually.
Uh-huh.
And I have another buddy here that smokes pipes, so if I get stuff that I don't necessarily like, because he's got a sweet tooth, I'll give him some tobacco, and I gave him a few pipes too, just to help him out. And he's a good guy too. He likes smoking a pipe, so can't complain about that.
Right.
Really, I can't. And like I said, the kindness, and there's a lot of good people in here in this community, and I really enjoy when I get a chance to see their videos or comment, or they comment back, and I enjoy the banter that goes on between me, you, and Steve, and a couple of the other guys. I mean, that's fun. It makes everything worthwhile, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's something I really do look forward to. I get up in the morning, and one of the first things I see is your early morning post, and there's usually something that we can kind of make fun of and just have a good time with.
Yeah.
So it's very enjoyable.
No, this hobby is a good hobby. For me, it's more of an addiction, but it doesn't matter what you smoke at all. I mean, we may make fun of it, but who really cares at the end of the day what a person is smoking?
Right.
I mean, we're putting tobacco into a block of wood and smoking it. So it really, at the end of the day, it's the enjoyment you get out of it, or what the people are getting out of their tobacco and their pipes, right?
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're smoking cobs all the time, or a briar, or a clay, or a meerschaum. I mean, hey, smoke what you like. That's the thing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, there's a few things that become somewhat controversial, like filters, for example. You you bring up filters, you get 15 people give you 15 different opinions. But for the most part, we're pretty tolerant. And as long as you don't try to force me to smoke what you're smoking, we're okay.
Right. Like, I'd never force you to smoke big and burley because you can taste a lot of key in it. So.
Right. Exactly. But if you ever want to force me to smoke some haunted bookshop, I'll tolerate that.
Oh, that's fine. That wouldn't be too much torture. No, like I said, haunted bookshops are good, but like, I wouldn't be. If I was to give advice to a new pipe smoker, I wouldn't say, here, start off with haunted bookshop, because I wouldn't want to give somebody that has a low nicotine tolerance. Like, you and I have a high nicotine tolerance, and we don't necessarily detect the nicotine that badly in things.
Right.
But I wouldn't say to a new pipe smoker, here, do haunted bookshop. I don't want somebody keeling over and throwing up or puking their guts out or getting dizzy because of my recommendation for something. So I try to tell somebody, experiment, find what you like, and go with that. Then move on and experiment from there. Because that's what it's all about too, is experimentation and trying things. You got to find out what you like and don't like, and what your niche is, and what you're going to enjoy.
Right. But I do encourage everyone to try haunted bookshop, because one of two things happens: you either love it, or you make a video that's really funny.
Yeah, well, no, I encourage people to try it. Old Krantz or Big and Burley or whatever. I mean, try it. I mean, you'll either like it or you won't, right?
Exactly, yeah. And the same goes for, aromatics and anything else. If you don't try them, you're never going to know.
And there's nothing wrong with aromatics if they're well done. Like I said,
Right.
Boswell's Christmas cookie, one of my favorites.
Yep.
It's a really well blended aromatic, and I got a few from Mo Piping, and a few that she sent me were really, really, really good. One's called It's made in Toronto, and it's a honey maple. I'm not a big maple guy. Autumn Evening is another one I hate with a passion. I will not smoke it.
Okay.
I can't stand it. It tastes like ashes to me. I will not touch that stuff.
Interesting.
But she sent me one that's maple and honey flavored. It's really, really good. And she sent me a cherry one as well. Rat Race Red, it's called. It's a really good cherry blend. It's not chemically or anything. It's just a really nice cherry blend, right to the bottom of the bowl.
Oh, that's great.
And the few that Algonquin Briar has sent me have been really good. I really enjoyed Boswell's Northwoods. That's a really good blend. I mean, some people like it, some people don't. I happen to enjoy it. The chocolate one, Piper's Best, I think, was one that he sent me. That was pretty good. But there's a chocolate one that he sent, and I tried it. I have some left, but I really didn't like it that much. It just didn't taste good to me.
Right. Yeah, and everybody's tastes are going to be different.
And he was kind enough to send me the Amphora English as well. I hadn't tried it before, but I smoked a few bowls, and dear Lord, just gross. I don't know, Virginia and Latakia. To me, an English has to be blended with something else, not just Virginia and Latakia.
Right. Yeah, a little bit of white burley and some black Cavendish can make a world of difference in that kind of a blend.
Well, yeah, a little bit of white burley, black Cavendish, some Orientals to make it go good. Yeah, but just straight Virginia, and it's yellow Virginia, in Latakia, no, just the flavor profile is just not there. I mean, that's a failure for Amphora, but hey, if somebody wants to go out and try that stuff, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you.
Right. So just one more thing I wanted to ask you about, and then we're going to see about questions in the chat room.
Okay.
One of the things that you post a lot on Instagram is your morning walk routine, and I'm just curious about that. Is that something that you started with the whole pandemic, or was that something you've been doing for a while now?
I've been walking there for years.
Oh, okay.
When I got diagnosed with diabetes, so it'll be 7 years ago, I was 260 pounds when I got diagnosed. And I started walking there every day and going for my walks around there every day in different parts of the Sioux. I dropped the weight and I was off the medication, but this past year I had to go back in December, I had to go back on the diabetic medication.
Okay.
Notwithstanding, I do take care of myself. I do try to eat properly and everything like that. I don't really eat sugar. But I've been going there for years. It's a very nice place to walk. It's about, well, I don't drive, as you know, and it's only about, let's say, 15 minutes from my place, and it takes me an hour to do the whole walk through the whole island.
Right.
So I usually go there every day and go for my walks, and it's peaceful there. I get to see the rapids. I get to see different animals there. I've seen mink, muskrats. I've seen osprey this year. A whole bunch of squirrels, a lot of garter snakes.
Wow.
I saw a deer there, which how that deer got there, I don't know, but I saw a deer this year. And so I get to see animals, and it's very peaceful. It reminds me of the paths I go on when I go hunting with my dad and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a very, and the Sioux locks are there too, right? When I'm standing on the Sioux side, I can see Sioux, Michigan right there.
Okay.
Like it's just right there. And we have, coming down the St. Mary's River into Lake Superior, we have the big ships coming through, and they go through the American locks. And the Canadian locks is where the small craft usually go through, and boats and stuff like that, eh? Not the big boats.
Gotcha. That's fantastic. I mean, I've been really struck with some of the pictures. It just looks like a really beautiful area.
Well, that place used to be a place for the Batchewana band of Ojibways.
Oh, okay.
And the Rankin band. They used to have a settlement there. And there was there was graves there and everything at one point. But when colonization took over, they moved the people out of there, right? That used to be one of their main fishing areas for whitefish.
Ah, I see.
Hence the name Whitefish Island. That used to be one of their main settlements. And then the government came and moved them out. Gotcha. And when they wanted to put the railway system in that area, they moved all the human remains that were there and everything, and moved them somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll take, one day when I'm out there, I don't know if I'll do a video on my YouTube, or maybe I'll take a picture on it and put it on my Instagram, and it says exactly what happened in there, and I'll take a picture of that, maybe post it on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So everybody can read it.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
So I have not put the information in the description yet. I didn't get a chance before this, but your it's Everett Young 6'4"?
No, my YouTube is just Everett Young. My email is everettyoung64@gmail.com.
Okay, and on Instagram?
And on Instagram, I think it's just Everett64.
Everett64, okay. I will put links in the description later this evening, but I just want to, in case people don't check back, I want to make sure they get a chance to look you up.
Yeah.
Great. Well, if it's okay with you, we'll see if there's any questions from the guys online.
Okay, let's go. I'm sure there's going to be some doozies.
And while I'm waiting for the questions to come up, I will tell you that I don't know if Steve's still here, but he was here earlier, and he commented that we should just say no to Rusty Bookshop.
I don't know why Steve's again blending the Haunted Bookshop with something. I mean, the Haunted Kentucky was okay.
I thought Haunted Kentucky was pretty good.
I still have yet to make Haunted Pirate Ship. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay, couch. Let's start. Tony 513's asking if you've got a funny childhood story.
A funny childhood story. Oh, I'd say the one where I was running around with that pipe in my mouth at 2 years old was one of the best childhood stories I got.
That's a pretty good one.
Times I was out hunting with my dad when I was a kid and missing birds left, right, and center, and getting called pathetic. Those are good stories. Mm-hmm. missing a bird 2 feet in front of me with a 12 gauge. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Those were interesting stories. No, I don't have too many funny stories as a kid, so that I can remember.
Well, those are good ones.
I'm a kid at heart.
I'm laughing, and you'll see this if you go back and watch the comments, because I don't know if you know Couch, who's going to start a YouTube channel very soon. I hear. Couch.
Well, you better get on it.
So he's got the interesting name Couch, and he's asking what color couch you have.
Honestly, I have a gray couch. And I have a floral patterned couch.
There you go. He's got dual couches. Fantastic.
And my kids hate my floral patterned couch because they're getting me a couch cover.
Oh, really? All right. So
and I'm happy tonight it's Friday because I could smoke in the apartment during the live feed.
Yes. And it's another reason why I have to keep doing this, because I have to give you that excuse.
You know what? This live feed, in all honesty, was meant to be.
Yeah.
I mean, John started doing the Friday night live feed, and God bless him. Unfortunately, he did pass. But I feel this is a continuation of what he started, and you are the right guy to have started doing the Friday night live streams again.
Oh, that's really kind of you, Everett. You know, I don't in any way think that I am replacing John or taking his place or anything. I just wanted to provide an alternative, because there was that sort of gap that was left, and that's one of the reasons why I do it later than he did, because I don't want people to think I'm trying to take his place. I don't think anybody could ever do that. But I appreciate you saying that. It's very kind of you.
And that's why on Fridays, Haunted Bookshop, and it doesn't matter what pipe you're smoking. This is kind of like a dedication to him in certain ways too, right? So.
Right. Absolutely.
And I'm very respectful of what you're doing, and really enjoy what you're doing too. It helps out a lot of people, and like you said, it's like therapy in some ways. Yeah. But we got to keep this thing going as long as we can.
I'll do my best. So let's get some more questions in here. So Todd A is asking, what's your favorite corncob pipe?
My favorite corncob pipe are my Legends that I smoke, and then. The other one that I smoke is a spindle that Paladin Piper gave me. I really enjoy that one too. And I try to take that out for my walks with me every once in a while. I don't want to smoke it too much because I don't want to kill it. But working pipes, I don't care if they die. But ones that are special to me, I don't want to ruin them.
Right. I understand. We're getting lots of comments on the couches. I'll let you read those later. Although Couch does say that your couches sound lovely. Big Dave is asking, how do you said you had 100 pipes. How do you display those?
I got a big pipe cabinet in my front hall. Mm-hmm. I got my grandpa's pipes and his pipe rack on there with his tobacco humidor that he never used. And I got his best friend's pipe pipe rack as well on top of that as well, beside my grandpa. But then my normal 7-day set I have displayed on a table in my living room, and my corn cobs and my other sets that I have two 7-day sets right now that I interchange. I have my original 7-day set, which I smoke, and then I took the new pipes that I bought and a couple other ones, and I have them a few sitting on my TV stand, and I have some more sitting beside me on one of my tables in the living room as well. So they're all displayed out, and the other ones I have hidden away because they're broken old junky pipes. So.
Gotcha.
And my tobacco is stored in some mason jars and some pouches in my old TV cabinet.
Okay. So, WKR Piper in Cincinnati wants to know if you drink Elsinore beer.
No, that was a very good movie for the Canadians. That Strange Brew. That movie was a really good, funny Canadian movie back in the 80s.
Was that okay? I didn't get the reference, but
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yeah, the Great White North.
SCTV. It was this Canadian skit show, kind of like Saturday Night Live, but it wasn't live.
Mm-hmm.
And John Candy was in it, and Rick Moranis, and what's her name? No, I forget her name. A lot of Canadian comedians were on that show.
It was Rhea Perlman, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Rhea Perlman.
Wasn't Rhea Perlman? Yeah, I remember that. When I was in college, it would play here on our public TV station.
Martin Short, John Candy.
Martin Short, yeah. That was a great show.
Eugene Levy. And a few of the other guys, and I forget their names now. But it was a popular show here in Canada for a while.
Yeah, there's my favorite moment in that was, do you remember Mel's Rock Pile?
No, I don't.
It was.
I haven't watched this in years.
It was. I can't think of the guy's name now. He's in a lot of shows now, or he's been in a lot of movies in recent years. He was in the American Pie movies.
Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy, thank you. He hosted this show that was supposed to be like a takeoff on like American Bandstand, these dance shows where they would play popular music.
Okay.
And it was called Mel's Rock Pile. And one of the episodes, he had Richard Harris on as his guest, singing MacArthur's Park. And it was funny because there's this long instrumental in MacArthur's Park, and what would Richard Harris do during that? So they have this ridiculous. It was not Rick Moranis, the other guy, the other Bob and Doug, doing Richard Harris, and he was just doing this ridiculous montage of dances. It was quite hilarious. Anyway, that's our Second City TV. Tangent for the night. Let's see. Are you a hockey fan? And if so, what's your team? And that's from Paragon Piper.
No, I'm not a hockey fan. I don't watch sports at all, to be honest. I'm not a hockey person or a sport person. I mean, I'm sorry about that. I may not be a true Canadian. My sport is I like to go hunting, and that's what I do in the fall. I like being out in the bush and enjoying the woods and seeing the animals I can see out in the bush.
Gotcha. Nothing wrong with that. Dave Thomas was the other actor. Monty 53 Piper's filling us in.
But I'll tell you, even though I'm not a hockey person, I love to listen to the guys argue between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. It's one of the funniest things I hear at work all the time.
Yeah, folks do get rather passionate about their teams.
Uh-huh. We have a few Boston fans at work too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm not a big sports person. Would I go see a live game? Sure, why not? That'd be more interesting than sitting there and watching it on TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. Never been a big hockey fan or basketball fan, but I've gone to both live and have enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's boring to watch sports on TV for me. I don't even watch hunting shows on TV because they find them boring.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we've about run out. I mean, somebody was asking about the Red Green show.
Another good Canadian TV show.
There's a good question from Paragon Piper. With all the taxes that you've got in Canada, has that seemed to have stopped folks from pipe smoking?
Might say yeah, in some ways, I guess. I mean, I don't see too many pipe smokers around here where I live. Mm-hmm. But when you're paying between $30 and $40 for a pouch of pipe tobacco, I can see why that would deter some people. That's why I order online, because it's much cheaper. Even if with the exchange, I'm probably still cheaper.
Right. But on the other hand, I don't see many pipe smokers around here. It's pretty rare to run into a pipe smoker. And yeah, we probably have 4 or 5 folks from Canada that join the live stream quite often. So, it's hard. I guess it's hard to know.
Well, Bono Piper, he would know the prices too, because he lives in Montreal.
Yep.
And I'm sure they might be a little bit cheaper there. I know their beer is cheaper in Montreal or in Quebec. Here, like I said, for a 12-pack of Coors Banquet, you're looking at $26 for a 12-pack.
Wow.
Meanwhile, in the States, for that same 12-pack, by the same company, you're paying $9.99 or $10, right?
Right.
A lot of guys from Canada will cross over into Sioux, Michigan, or go to the border stop or to the border place and buy their beer and bring it back over here, and it's our beer.
That's crazy.
Like it's our Canadian, it's our beer that's made in Canada that you pick up at the duty-free shop. They'll buy 5 cases, even when they pay the duty on it. You're still walking out with a free case of beer, basically.
Wow, that's really crazy.
Like you're looking at like close to $60 for or about $55 for a 2-4 of tins. Mm-hmm. Or more, depending on which brand or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Our cheap beer here, like say Pabst Blue Ribbon, would be considered a budget beer. You're looking at $37 for a case, roughly, from what I've heard.
That is amazing.
That's all taxes.
Yeah.
That's called a sin tax.
Yeah.
So the case of beer probably costs $6 to make from start to finish, maybe a little bit more now, and you're paying $30-something in taxes on that. So,
wow, that's really something.
But with that being said, with our paying our taxes like that, yeah, it's expensive, or it seems expensive, but we also have free healthcare here in Canada too, right? So, if those taxes are going to the government, and the government's paying for our health care basically on most things, then yeah, I mean, we get open heart surgery here for free. Over in the States, it's going to cost you what, close to over $100,000.
Well, if you don't have insurance, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We could. I'd rather not get into that discussion, to be honest.
No, I'm not. I'm just like saying about the taxes and whatever. I'm not trying to.
No,
I'm not trying to cause an American Canadian thing at all.
I get your point.
We pay a lot in taxes on stuff around here. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm going to ask you one more question because it's just about 9:00 now, so I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Okay.
But this one has come up a couple times. I have no idea what this means. But Stephen Skipper asking, does Everett like corner gas?
Corner Gas is another Canadian TV show by the comedian Brett Butt.
Okay.
Brett Butt, and it was a very funny show. Very sarcastic Canadian sense of humor in that show. And it was filmed in Saskatchewan.
Gotcha. I'll have to look that one up. I'd never heard of it. And last one, because we got to have at least one question from Steve. Cali Piper 62 wants to know, will Everett leave enough haunted bookshop for him and I to buy.
Of course. Between the three of us, I think we're cornering the market on it. I'm getting low on my haunted bookshop, actually, so I'm going to have to put an order in eventually, but I'm going to wait for a bit till I have cash to do so.
Right.
So you guys can order away.
Well, and if there is ever a shortage, I've got some cellared, and I'm happy to consider offers.
It's okay, Mike. I got enough tobacco here to last me for a while, anyways.
Yeah. All right, Everett. Well, I'm gonna wind this down now. But thanks a lot. It's really been a pleasure talking to you. Really enjoyed it.
No problem. Thank you very much for allowing me to do this tonight.
Absolutely.
And if you're ever stuck again and need somebody to talk to, feel free to get a hold of me.
I'll keep it in mind. It might just be calling someday.
All right.
All right,
You have a great night, and I'll see you in a couple seconds on the computer.
All right. Take care now. Bye.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed that, guys. As you can tell, Everett's a friend, and he's a lot of fun to talk to. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So I can't remember any of it right now. I was pausing for a minute there to try to think, but as I was talking to Everett, I was occasionally glancing up at the chat, and there was quite a bit of stuff that was making it hard for me to concentrate on the conversation. You guys are hilarious sometimes, and I really appreciate that. And I switched to this. This is just an old basket billiard that I got a long time ago, but it's just about out. Cornholio, the boys and you are going dove hunting tomorrow. Very nice. Getting everything ready. Hope you have a great time. And did I see Cliff Higgins say that he's getting ready to do some dove hunting as well? Thank you, Cliff. I appreciate that. Big Dave, we could talk about that, but we're not gonna make any progress on it. I agree, and I know people that agree with me and people that disagree with me, and they're living there. So there's just not a clear answer. Tony, I am embarrassed to say I have not been fishing. I think he did, Paragon Piper. I really think he did. Amen, Philadelphia Piper. Yeah, this is done. So I'm gonna mix it up a little here as we're in the last bit of time here. Got these Toscanos. This was a kind gift from Mark in Rhode Island, who I was talking about earlier. I don't know if Mark's still out there, but he sent me a box of these a while back, and I've got 2 left. No worries, Paragon Piper. It's fine. You did your best to be knuckleheads. I appreciate that, Ed. Oh, you just ordered some, Bona Piper. Yeah, these are great. I really like these. They're a dark fired leaf, and they're dry, so you don't have to store them in a humidor or anything. And they're on sale at Smoking Pipes, Paragon Piper. Fantastic. Hey, Mark, I'm going to smoke your cigar. Or one of your cigars. Well, I guess they're my cigars now. And Mark pointed out to me, and I've done it, that you can cut these in half. Just because of the way they're made, it really doesn't matter which end you light, and you can just chop them in half and get 2 smokes out of them. But I'm planning on smoking the whole thing tonight, if I can ever find my lighter. There we go. Tylen Thomas, new subscriber, fantastic. Welcome. Watching while puffing a little Peterson nightcap. Glad you enjoy it, Tylen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. De Nobilis, yes. Yeah, the Italian style cigars are really good. I really enjoy them. And, you know, to be honest, if you give me a choice between let's say a Leaf Sumatra, which is probably my favorite cigar these days, and one of these, I'd probably take the Leaf. But this is just, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. You can keep a box of these in your car and have them always ready. Takio, go eat something. Thanks for joining us tonight, my friend. It's good to see you. Michigan won't let you go dove hunting, huh? So you guys that are going dove hunting, this is an ignorant question on my part, but so these are the white doves that you're hunting? Because I think pigeons are a type of dove, and then there's mourning doves. What kind of doves are you going to hunt? Ron's asking how long are the Toscanos? That long? I don't know. Oh, just 1 minute. It's 6 inches. It's just 6. It's not that long. So mourning doves. Okay. Oh, Spanish and mourning doves. Gotcha. Yeah, me too, Jim. No, it really is 6. Got to prove. You know I'm going to wind up burning myself here. There's the ruler. Paul the Piper, if they were meant to be a sign of peace, they wouldn't be so delicious. John Pitteris, new sub. Thank you, John. Welcome. Smoking a bit of Peter Stokeby Luxury Bullseye. Good stuff. Can't handle the stogies? Well, that's okay. Cliff. I'm glad you believe me, Donald, because there's really no reason I would lie about it. Oh, really, Paragon Piper? That's interesting. So the old-time Italians would soak them in grappa and then dry them again to smoke. And they do make these that are anisette or anise or flavored, which would make sense with the grappa. Well, Paul, you're saying eat chicken instead. Chickens are very peaceful birds. XJ90X, welcome. You've stumbled upon a pipe smoking live stream. Meerschaum Mountaineer, glad you could join us. Doesn't matter if you're late. Mixed blend in a vintage yellow bowl. Very nice. The Avanti are the anise flavored. Thanks, Everett. Yes. And they're the short ones, too. They're probably 3-inch, at least the ones that I've had. Oh, the measuring competition. Got you there, XJ. No, it was the length of the cigar that people were commenting on. All right, Couch. You got attacked by a rooster. That's got to be one of your first. Let's say it's got to be in at least your first 5 YouTube videos. Clint Eastwood. There you go, Mark. Those are pretty good too. The Outbacks, which I always associate with Clint Eastwood. They're not great or anything, but they're a good quick smoke that you don't have to worry about. Port Royal Panatellas. I'm not familiar with those, but Panatellas tend to be good smokes. The narrower cigar, it's interesting if you think about it. So most of the flavor of the cigar comes from the wrapper. And if you've got a shape like this, you're getting a greater wrapper to filler ratio. So the Panatellas tend to be a lot more flavorful. Or the Coronas, even. Lonsdales. They're port flavored. Nice. Parades, yeah. I see you guys talking about acid cigars, and I had I bought a little tin of acid cigars a long time ago, not knowing what they were, and these things tasted like aftershave lotion smells. It was just awful. So I've never had an acid cigar since because I can't get over that experience. Oh, that's a good point, Paragon Piper. Those Westerns were made in Italy. Yeah, so that makes sense that they would have had the Italian cigar. All right, Ed, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Tony, I had one of those cigars. I had one of the Leaf Sumatra that she bought me a pack of 20 of. It was quite nice. I haven't had any of the others yet. Mike Clark just checking in. Lake cabin on the back deck with a cop brew, an autumn evening, and a near classic pot. Sounds fantastic. Was that a cold brew? That doesn't matter, Mike. Thanks for checking in, and you enjoy yourself. Monty 53, I think you should do it. I guess that the common wisdom would suggest that the pipe smoke might put the deer off. But cigarettes don't do it. The acids were hippie cigars, yeah. Well, I guess we got a couple of hippies in here then. Patchouli oil and cigars, that does not sound good. Sea Smoke Pipes, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping in. JD Soft Flame Piper, yeah, those Arturo Fuentes, what is it, 585 or 858? Those are very nice cigars. I don't remember that particular cigar, but those are the Fuentes that I often would smoke. Yeah, the Candela, it's 858. Thanks, Paragon Piper. Yeah, the Candela is one of my favorites, especially in the spring and summer. Sailor, hello there. He's giving us a thumbs up on perotes when deer hunting. Opus X. Mark, I've had Opus X. I don't remember it. I wish Candelas were more common. I really like them, and they're hard to find. Sorry to hear that, Sea Smoke, about the cancellation there. But glad things are going well otherwise. Colonel Klink did smoke Candela's Ron. Yes, he did. And Hogan would steal them by the fistful. Hogan was liberating them. Yes, he was. I'll have to look for those, Sailor. I'm not familiar with either of those cigars. No, I think that often, Paragon Piper. There's no way Hogan's Heroes would fly today. No, McHale's Navy probably wouldn't make it either. Steph, who told you not to be dirty? Dang it, Scuba Steve. Oh, well, you should listen then. Yeah, All in the Family is another one that definitely wouldn't make it today. Oh, Everett Middleton apple was, yeah. I bought a pouch of that and I had it forever. It disappeared. I have no idea what happened to it. It's probably going to turn up and scare me someday. Yeah, it's the truth, Paragon Piper. There was, obviously there was some less than good stuff in that show, but there was a lot of good stuff in it. And the interaction between an old couple like that, it seemed funny at the time, but I know a lot of older couples that's the way they interact with one another. The Benny Hill Show. Yep, grew up on the Benny Hill Show. Kirk Maxon, have you ever tried Swisher Sweets? I'm sure I did back in my younger days. Get me a beer, Edith. It was get me a beer dingbat, Mark. Red Skelton, yeah. Poor meathead. The thing about All in the Family is if you remember, and I don't remember if it happened on, so there's All in the Family, and then later Carol O'Connor tried to revive it with something called Archie's Place, where he ran a bar, but he played the same character. And either towards the end of All in the Family or the beginning of Archie's Place, his wife Edith passed away. And they dealt with that in a way that, you realized just how much Archie loved his wife. You never would have known it from the way he treated her when, other folks were around, or, the way he would yell and stuff. But he truly did love her. And I think that it's unfortunate, but sometimes when we just get comfortable with people, we tend to not, we drop our guard. And that means that sometimes we're kind of ugly to them. It's a shame. But in a sense, it's we wouldn't treat them that way if we didn't care for them enough to feel that comfortable around them. I know that sounds like I'm making apologies for him, and I'm not. You shouldn't treat people the way he treated his wife, but there was a dynamic there that I think needed to be understood. Yeah, Are You Being Served was a great show. Indeed, Christian, respect is very important. Carol Burnett, yeah. Now, I get this confused sometimes, but when I was a kid, the Saturday night lineup was, something that you looked forward to all week, and it was Bob Newhart was one of the shows, and I'm not going to remember all of them, but it was a whole block of comedies on Saturday nights, or maybe it was Sunday nights. Now that I'm thinking of it, it doesn't matter. And Carol Burnett was the last in that run of shows, and that's when I had to go to bed. So, I was like 6 or 7 years old, and now I see her show on reruns, and I get that feeling that I would get as a child, like, it's the day's over, I got to go to bed. Mary Tyler Moore was another good one. Yep. Oh, Donald T., that's what happens when you hang out with old men. Yeah, Kirk, I've had quite a few Oliva cigars. They make some good stuff. Saturday Night Mary Tyler Moore, Bob Newhart, and then Carol Burnett. That sounds right, Big Dave. Oh, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's a fantastic movie. All right, Cliff, you have a great weekend too. Love you, brother, and good luck with the Dubs. There you go, Donald. You're an honorary old man. Yeah, Tony. And they played the national anthem before it went off. Night Stalker was a great one. It was the guy from Christmas Story. What was his name? Really great show. Sunday Night Mystery Movie, yeah. Columbo. I still watch these things. I watch MeTV, and they have all of these shows on, and I don't watch television other than that and sports. Darren McGavin, thank you, Mark. Yes, Big Dave, thanks. Yeah, I loved that show. That was just really well made, and it was always it was sort of this on the edge of supernatural stuff going on, but you never knew for certain if it was really supernatural or if it was just appearing that way. With Darren McGavin, JD saw Flame Piper. Only one season. Yeah, Big Dave, I think you're right about that. McLeod, that was another great one, Everett. Night Stalker, that's a good point, Mark. Night Stalker really was the X-Files in a lot of ways. Hope we're making you feel better there, Donald. Chips. So I'll tell you a quick chips-related story, and then we'll call this to a close. So I have a woman that works for me, and I work in a lab. I don't actually do anything in the lab anymore, but I have people that work for me in the lab doing things. And she, as a joke, bought a poster of Eric Estrada from Chips. So the older guys will know who I'm talking about and who will remember the show. And he was a big heartthrob back in the day. And she bought it as a joke, and it just wound up. It got passed around for a while. Like, we would hang it in different people's offices, so they'd come in the morning and they'd have a poster of Eric Estrada hanging up. And eventually, we got tired of this, and she hung it up in the lab. And it's still there. It's very prominent in our lab. And it's amazing how many people walk in and see that and say, who's that? You know, why is that there? Because you don't realize how long ago it was, but most of the people I work with have no memory of that show or of who Eric Estrada was. XJ, that sounds wonderful, watching Clint Eastwood westerns with his grandfather and watching him smoke the Falcon. Dr. Pat, not sure what that is. LA Mary 10, there you go, Mark. Mark's a Chips fan. Mark, do you want me to send you the poster? Yeah, Christian. Emergency, that was another good one. Is that the one with Randolph Mantooth? Squad 51. Car 54. Dr. Pat Deluxe Cavendish. How about that? Mostly found in Australia. Gotcha, XJ. It's a great memory to have. Adam 12. I watch Adam 12 every night while I'm waiting for dinner. It's on from 5 to 6 on MeTV. Yeah, Lawrencewell, that's a little bit before my time, Frank. Although I've seen reruns. All right, Big Dave, enjoy your supper and have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. The Hulk, MASH, these were all great shows. Well, the Hulk was an okay show, but it's a shame that there's just nothing to replace him today. It's a wasteland. Well, guys, we're at 9:30, so I'm gonna. Oh, Mark, I remember the courtship of Eddie's father very well. We got to talk, buddy. we seem to have overlapping TV interests. Anyway, guys, thanks much. I really appreciate you joining us tonight. I had a great time, and tune in on Sunday for my weekend chat video because I am going to tell a squirrel story. And I apologize. I forgot to check and see what next week holds for us, but we will be back here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. So tune back in. It'll either be a solo pipe club, or we'll have another guest, and you'll see the announcement come out soon. So thanks much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the Labor Day holiday if you're in a place that has a Labor Day holiday. And I'll see you all real soon. Take care, guys.